What's up, Facebook? How you guys doing? Dan Woodz Live, episode 3. I'm so glad you guys could join us as we, discuss things that I want to talk about and occasionally get interrupted by my beautiful wife, Susan, who is right over here.
Who's us?
Us is me and you and
Timmy.
Timmy. All right, so on the agenda tonight, how about Corey Taylor? Yes, Corey Taylor recently announced that he was thinking of recording a dark jazz album of Stone Sour and Slipknot covers, and personally, I think it is an absolute killer idea. In fact, he has been quoted as saying he doesn't care if anybody likes it, he wants to record it anyway. So I'm on board, and basically my question is, Corey, where can I pre-order this album? Because I think it's going to be amazing, and I would love to hear it. There's actually a video of him floating around from Vegas not long ago, where he did an acoustic version of Snuff that was unbelievable. He had a little help from his girlfriend and their dance troupe in the background, but it was a good time. If you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. Making the rounds today, of course, lots of people discussing whether or not Imagine Dragons solidified the fact that a rock band could play a major sporting event thanks to their performance during the national championship game. Personally, I do not classify Imagine Dragons as an active rock band. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be, ooh. Here's the thing. They're
going to be what?
Ooh. Anyways, Imagine Dragons is a great band, and I do like a lot of their songs, and I do think they have a rock feel. As for them being considered an active rock band, I think that's a stretch. They are more of a pop band, but here's the thing. They are multi-genre, in my opinion, because of the fact that they can cross over and do different things. Do they have some songs that are very active rock? Yes. Very much so. Who? What? Wizard Cow, what are you talking about? Anyways, Imagine Dragons played the national championship game, which, by the way, how about Alabama? Wow. You got made to look like a punk high school team by Clemson.
They are just college.
Yeah, but
they're punks anyway.
Clemson made them look like Clemson legitimately made them their bitch. It was actually pretty cool. Anyways, the argument going around the internet today is, could an active rock band or a current rock band play something as big as the Super Bowl on a national level? Yes, of course they could. I mean, come on. Metallica, Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Okay, so who do you think should play the Super Bowl?
I don't like rock music, so Blake Shelton would be it.
I'm going to have to tag Blake in these.
You're welcome.
Hi, Heather and Wesley from Great Falls. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it.
Heather, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes. Okay. So back to Imagine Dragons. I do not classify them as an active rock band. In fact, like I said, I think of them more as a pop group. However, they do have some... They do have some great music, and I did enjoy what I saw from their performance last night. I thought it was pretty killer. So it does make me think that, yes, there is enough support for rock music that you could have a legitimate rock band play the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. We don't need any more rappers, pop music, pop princesses.
Maybe a boob now and then would be all right.
We tried that. It didn't work.
I know.
Okay. Aside from that...
It was Janet Jackson's old saggy one. Try somebody new. Like Dolly Parton. Hers are definitely fun.
Whoa, now. Nobody wants to see that.
I'm sure Wizard Cow does. He's that old.
He's probably true. He's probably already seen them. All right, so back to my original point. Despite the fact Imagine Dragons were making some huge noise on the internet today in the world of rock music, there was one thing that I think was a little bit overshadowed that should have been a little bit more important. And that could be because I have a partial feeling to not only Mark Morton from Lamb of God, because that band kicks major ass and he is a hell of a guitar player, but he released a song today that featured the late Chester Bennington. I am a huge supporter of Chester. I am a huge fan of Linkin Park and was lucky enough to interview Chester during my career. And I tell you what, he was an amazing individual. I was so, yeah. Anyways, if you haven't heard the new song that was released from Mark Morton from Lamb of God that features Chester Bennington, you've been living under a rock today. I highly recommend you checking it out. Chester delivers driving, badass vocals as we have come used to, and I think it is a great bookend to an amazing career. However, it does make me miss him just a little bit more. It's awesome. So go check it out. No, Brian Hoyt, Puff the Magic Dragon is not the subject tonight.
It could be. Do you want to sing it for us? Play it on your little guitar you got for Christmas?
Things that suck for 500, Alex. Brian!
Dan Woodz. Oh, sorry, that wasn't a question for me. Sorry.
Sometimes I wonder. All right, so other things I wanted to talk about today. My good friend Pixie, also known as Aaron, we were talking about tattoos last week, and we talked about Savage Tattoo here in Ogden, Utah. We also talked about Falls Inc. in Great Falls, Montana, and their support of veterans. Well, I also was directed to a site in Virginia. The tattoo shop is Rocksteady Tattoo. They're in Hampton or Norfolk, Virginia. You need to check them out. There's a link in the thing here today. From what I can see from the portraits and pictures that they've posted, very traditional work with lots of color. Check them out. Rocksteady Tattoo. We're going to talk tattoos here as we do these because I'm just a little bit of a fan. In fact, I'm really needing some tattoo therapy, so the more I talk about it, the worse it gets. Anyways. All right. I also wanted to talk to you guys and get you guys engaged in the show. So I figured what better way to do that than talk concerts. So I want to know, what is your favorite concert moment that you've attended?
I think Darcy misses us.
I think Darcy misses us as well.
Why is Jen saying ouch? Did she stub her toe?
I don't know. Could be because I got roasted by you.
For what? I totally forgot what I already said.
Things that suck for 500, Alex?
Oh.
Thanks. All right, so we're talking concerts and favorite concert moment. I honestly have too many of them to think of, but one that does stick out in my mind is getting to go see Slipknot with my oldest son, Scott. That one was a great and special show because Scotty had waited so long to see Slipknot, and when we got to see them at Taco Bell Arena a couple of years ago, it was just absolutely amazing. It was also a killer week of concerts for us that week. We saw Guar, Ghost, Slipknot. It was just absolutely insane. But there was one other one with Scott that really kind of stuck out as well besides Slipknot. Him and I going to Spokane, Washington to see his favorite band of all time, Black Veil Brides, was amazing. The fact that we got to actually meet the band was even more amazing, and they were super gracious, killer people. So, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite concert moment? Now I'm really worried because my aunt is watching this feed.
Oh, it's Ann.
All the way
Ann's
from
the cool one.
Columbus, North Dakota. And she even... Ann, I never would have guessed you to go see a Kiss concert.
She was 17.
She
That
was
a
17.
long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Sorry, Ann.
But I've seen Kiss a couple of times, and honestly, it probably has more to do with the fact I'm really not a fan. But Kiss was really, really good, I guess. All right. So favorite concert moment, like I said, with Scott, I've got Slipknot and I've got Black Veil Brides. We're going to get to your guys' comments as we go on. I've got one from Brian Hoyt. Opening for Anthrax, Brian Hoyt's band. Yeah, I bet that was pretty killer for you guys and the Vault 7 guys. Foo Fighters show? Come on. And I'm not even going to bring up the last one because you got to go and I didn't, which makes you kind of a dick. Anyways, let's see what else we got here. 9 Inch Nails. Yes. Mixtures Pendula. Yes, that is... I got to see 9 Inch Nails, and absolutely phenomenal. I believe I got Lights in the Sky over North America. Yeah, that was the same tour I saw him, but I saw him in Rapid City. Always amazing. Wizard Cow, let's see. Nixon Rodeo in Spokane. Wes, yes. That is... Nixon Rodeo shows in general are killer, but seeing them in Spokane at the Knitting Factory, if you're not aware of who Nixon Rodeo is, look them up.
They're all right.
Even you...
I'm lying. Brent, Ethan, I love you guys.
I was going to say, you love the Nixon Rodeo.
I just like them. I like Amy.
You like Amy. My Aunt Anne. AC/DC in the 80s. And you are not that much older than I am. Come on! And I know you listen to a lot of country music now. That's what happens when you live in nowhere, North Dakota. Heather, yes, yours is when a DJ took you and threw you to work. I wonder who that could be.
Was it Randy? Just kidding.
Why do you hate me?
I don't.
Yes, you do. All right, Meeting Metallica. Darcy, yes. Oh, Muse. Wizard Cow's seen Muse. I've never gotten to see Muse. They're awesome. Let's say Nika.
She wrote a book.
Yeah, I know she did. Sword is always a favorite. I know that it seems crazy because of all the amazing bands I've seen, but the first 3 times I saw them, they were incredible. Alice in Chains is always amazing. Elton John, who I know if you live in Boise, coming up at the end of this month, he's playing. I know here in Salt Lake, he's playing relatively soon. He's on his farewell tour, and I believe when Elton John says it's his last tour, it truly will be his last tour. I bet he still does.
He can barely walk.
Elton John?
Yeah, he's old.
He is old, but he's not that old.
Not.
I believe he'll probably still do some residency things in Vegas, but this might be the last chance you get to see him in your area, so look it up and see if you can see him. Elton John is phenomenal. Buddy Guy, yes. Always a killer show. Buddy Guy, he's a guitarist. Amazing guitarist. I got to see, speaking of amazing guitarists, I got to see B.B. King once at in Grand Forks at UND. The Chester Fritz Auditorium. Woo! I remembered that. Rob Zombie is always awesome in this moment. Of course, killer. Yes, Nika, we know you're a writer. Gives you elation of shit proving her love. Okay. This Friday in Boise is Elton John. It's going to be an amazing show. If you get a chance to see Elton John before he's done, I highly recommend it. I know that's not normally my cup of tea, but those who know me know I appreciate music across a lot of different genres. So go check it out. So we're talking favorite concert moments, and I do have, more than one child that goes to shows. So I also remember the first show that the youngest one went to, Carson, and actually Ethan got to go with me as well. But we got to take Carson for his 10th birthday to go see Hollywood Undead, and that began his love affair with headbanging too much too quickly and burning out before the end of the show. The poor kid had a sore neck because he had no clue what he was doing. But either way, he had a ton of fun at his first concert. And honestly, we've had a ton of fun with Ethan as well. His first show was actually in Great Falls, where he got to see Lansdowne, Puddle of Mud, and Acidic, a couple of other great killer bands that we have had working relationships with years since then. Super listener George was at... Yes.
Ethan's first concert was not that.
Ethan's first rock concert was Lansdowne, Puddle of Mud.
Rock. You just said concert. His first concert, he fell asleep on the ground.
His first concert, yes, he did. The boys took me to a Father's Day concert in Deadwood, South Dakota. that featured
Big and Rich,
Cowboy Troy, and the rest of the music mafia.
And Ethan fell asleep on the ground.
You were pregnant with Carson.
Yes.
It was hotter than hell out.
And I was miserable.
You were miserable.
And it'll never happen again.
And it will never happen again. Mostly because you shall never be pregnant again. Yep. See, there we go. No more kids for us. Wizard Cow. Yes, bowling with Leica Storm and Stitched Up Heart. Forget Mixie and the boys. Come on now. Standing next to Lemmy Darcy, I'm actually very jealous. I never got to see Lemmy, and I never got to see Motorhead, which is one of those sad moments for me, but nonetheless.
I'm guessing Lemmy plays for Motorhead.
Yes, Lemmy is God.
No.
Yes. Haven't you ever seen the movie Airheads?
No.
Lemmy is God. All right. So, talking favorite concert moments. Susan, do you have a favorite rock concert moment?
Probably not. I don't remember them.
You don't remember rock concerts?
The headache that goes along with them.
You know, she says this like she doesn't appreciate music, but she really does. And she gets to know these guys. Getting stupid drunk with Jake E. Lee in Salt Lake during the Badlands days. Okay, Brian, I can see that happening. Black Lodge. Again, Mixtress Pendula. Put a link in the comments. You got to check out her stuff that she does. Jen is phenomenal. In fact, if you ever listened to the Morning Woodz reincarnation show on Rock Rage Radio when we did it about a year ago, my opener was actually created by Mixtress Pendula, and very, very cool. And she does some awesome hardstyle stuff. So, yeah, check it out. It's really cool. Leaving the rock concert, Wizard Cow says, is your favorite rock moment?
Yeah, see? He knows me. He gets me.
I would think it would have something to do with hanging out with friends that come to visit and hang out with us and go to shows. And
oh, yeah. Heather and Tiff. I like them.
Yeah. Okay, super listener Tiff. All right. So those are just a few of my favorite moments. I would have to share one more, which was standing side stage for Breaking Benjamin, and having Ben come up to me in the middle of the show and ask me whether or not I was having a good time. That one was pretty awesome for me.
Oh, I met that guy.
Yes, you did. Can you think of let's play a little game with Susan. Susan, do you remember the rock bands that you've met over the years?
A couple.
Like who?
Like a Storm. Those guys are cool.
Like a Storm, because they talk cool. Where'd you meet them at?
Vegas.
In Vegas, at the Rock Radio Awards. Okay, who else?
I met a guy named Monkey. Told him I didn't know who he was.
You met a guy named Monkey and told him you didn't know who he was. Of course, Monkey from Korn. Who Korn announced that they've got some new music that they're going to have released in 2019. Jonathan Davis is just getting ready to wrap up recording the vocals for that. So
that guy's weird.
Why is he weird?
He's weird.
Okay. Who else have you met, Susan?
Corey Taylor, because Carson was very jealous.
Yes, you did get to meet Corey Taylor.
Like 3 times.
Speaking of Corey Taylor, more Corey Taylor related news. Christian Martucci from Stone Sour is reporting that he's going to record a solo album in the downtime that they have right now. He released that information on Facebook, so if you haven't seen that, check it out as well. You met Christian as well.
Who?
Christian Martucci. The guitarist for Stone Sour.
Oh.
Have you ever met the Wolves guys?
Yeah. Actually, the best part was those people.
Those people.
When that's the first group we met, right?
Bad Wolves, yes.
The best part was when I was standing next to Jason Drew
from 100.3 The X,
and they come in and we meet all. Ooh, Timmy farted. Woo! They come in and we meet them all, and they walked out, and I said, "Okay, which one was that?" And the girl standing next to me about shit herself.
And of course, yes, you met
So then Jason
Bad
had to
Wolves,
explain who I was, why I didn't care.
Bad Wolves, and
That other
Diamante, and
something more.
Nothing More.
That was the same night, right?
Johnny, yep, and the guys. Avenged Sevenfold, Brian Hoyt. Yes, those guys are always super cool. That was actually Scotty's first rock concert, and he got to meet those guys, and that was, of course, when Rev was still alive. So that one was a special one for Scott because Avenged Sevenfold has always been a huge fan of Avenged Sevenfold as well. So look at that, Curtis Hawkins joined.
Hi, Curtis.
Of course, the proprietor of the amazing Overland Bar in Boise. If you have never checked out the karaoke there, let's see, they do it Wednesday night,
Wednesday through
Thursday,
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday.
Go check it out, the Overland Bar. They got great Jack Daniels drinks, just saying. And
Next time I'm there, Curtis, you owe me a beer.
the next time I'm there, you owe me a Jack and Coke.
Bet I'm there before you are.
Probably. Randy Perkins joining the broadcast. Randy, favorite rock concert moment, my friend? I want to see what it is.
It gives him an eggplant.
Oh, Heather is correcting Brian Hoyt. Actually,
Wesley
Wesley.
is.
That's kind of funny.
Get him, Wesley.
Get him, Wesley.
He's old. He can't remember shit.
Oh, thank you, Jen, for putting up those posts, Mix Club posts. Check out what Jen has put the links in there. She's a very, very talented artist, and her work is top-notch.
She's way more talented than her husband is. Don't tell Jason I said that.
Hey, they share the same anniversary as us. She should be nice.
I am nice to her. He just doesn't know I'm mean to him.
All right. Well, as we get ready to wrap up episode 3 tonight, I just wanted to once again say thank you to everybody from Dirtbag Clothing to help make these possible. Again, looking forward to seeing some of the stuff. Avatar, yes, my poster. Oh, look. Randy's favorite moment was the Breaking Benjamin show, side stage, him and I, #fangirls. All right, thanks again to Dirtbag Clothing, and thanks to all of you guys for still taking the time to join these videos and have these conversations and to make them interactive. I truly do appreciate it. Thanks to my wife, Susan, for, well...
Sitting off to the side so you can't see me.
You know,
I don't have a bra on and I don't want to sit over there. Yep, I just told everybody I don't care.
You know what's funny? She's getting closer and closer to actually being on the show.
Don't think so.
It'll happen. We almost had Timmy on the show tonight, too.
Timmy, he's cuddling.
Which is funny because my dad put a comment on there the last time Dakota was on the show, barking incessantly in the background about how cool Dakota the studio dog was. So, anyways, thanks again to Dirtbag Clothing. Thanks to Susan. Thanks to all of you. Don't forget to join us on, actually, I think we're going to do it on Friday night, 9 p.m. this week.
Hi, Tim.
So make sure you're ready for episode 4 of Dan Woodz Live. In the meantime, if you have comments and you have questions or you have a tattoo shop that I should check out, please send me a link so that I can do that. Also, don't forget to share your new music with me as I want to hear new bands and see special cool things. You guys have yourself #NoBraAwesome. Oh, God.
See? Heather doesn't wear them either.
And Jen says you're too funny. All right, on that note, you guys have a great night. Remember, the 3 most important things in life are peace, love, and naked sex. I'm out.
I think it'd be better peace, love, and no bra.